Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to the channel, or as I may say, welcome to the channel because you're most likely brand new here. So who am I and what am I doing? I'm a Toronto-based photographer, filmmaker, and right now I'm trying to become a content creator on YouTube. So what you may have noticed looking back at my last few videos is that I was doing a whole bunch of vlogging in Cuba, but I only created, 2 vlogs? I was on my third, but I just didn't like it. And I was vlogging every single day of my trip. And I was in Cuba for almost 3.5 weeks. But with all that time, I've only created 2 videos. So what I'm gonna be doing is explaining where I went wrong through my vlogging process, and hopefully that will help you become a better vlogger. So without further ado, let's roll the intro. So the reason I decided to escape and go to Cuba and start vlogging there is because I thought that to become a good vlogger, you have to go somewhere, go do something, and create awesome content. So I thought, why not go on a trip? So I booked the cheapest flight I could to somewhere close by. So I went to Cuba and I decided to do daily vlogging there. The first couple days, it went well, but I struggled. After the day was done and my daily vlog was finished, I was looking back at the footage and it was just lacking a storyline. There was nothing really interesting worth watching. It was just me going through my routine, going from A to B, and it's just like you going out to do your errands and having someone just watch you. It was missing that fundamental storyline, and that's one of the biggest things that you need as a vlogger. Because without a storyline, it's really kind of dull and just not interesting to watch. The second thing about my daily vlogs was that it had really bad audio.
If there's one thing I can work on is doing my vlogs properly. I'm not even using a microphone right now.
I didn't experiment. I just got a brand new microphone. I just went out and just started recording. I didn't even have the level set properly. I thought it was good, never bothered to check, and that did not work out very well. The audio was really bad. The microphone port was like very loose and flimsy, so it kept cutting out. It was super windy and the wind muff wasn't on correctly, so it was just horrible, completely unusable.
Continued our journey. Got my bike here. Biking in the sand is not really easy. Looks really nice though.
So that was the second thing. First was the lack of storyline, second was the poor audio, and third, it was very rushed, like really badly. I just went out and I just started shooting and shooting and shooting, but I did not take my time to shoot anything. Normally, as a filmmaker, I would go out, shoot a scene, look back, and see if it was good. If it was good, I would move on, but if it was bad or if something wasn't right, I would go back and reshoot it. And I did not do that at all. Instead, I just shot it, assumed it was good, and just went on because I just did not have the motivation to just do it again. That is something that I don't recommend. Like, make sure what you shot looks good, it is in focus, and it is properly exposed. Because without that, it's just not gonna work out well. The last thing is, my last point, number 4, is that it lacked footage. I did shoot as much as I could, but it just missed the elements of going from step to step. Instead, I shot what I was doing at the moment, but I didn't plan on how it would tie into the next event going on. So let's say I was out walking on the streets, and then the next thing I know, I'm eating in a restaurant. What happened in between? And like, it was just super fast, no segments in between leading up to the next event. Instead, I just skipped over, and it just did not flow very well. It honestly, it did not flow at all. It was just plain bad, and I just did not want to use it. The other problem that I ran across was when I was in Cuba, I was daily vlogging, but I was not looking back at my footage and I was not editing my vlogs every day. Instead, what I did was I just shot my footage, uploaded it to the computer, and called it a day. And I did that every single day for the whole trip I was there. Maybe once in a while I would look back on my footage and see how it went, but I never looked at everything. And that was a big problem because I would not be able to see my progression, see what I've been doing wrong, and how I could improve on the next day. And without looking back, I had no idea on what I was doing wrong or what I was doing right. Like going back to point number 2, I had really bad audio, and I had no idea until a couple days later where I finally looked back at my footage and realized it was completely gone. It was useless. So with that, with my horrible experience as a daily vlogger, which did not work out, so what I recommend is to look back at your footage, not only at the end of the day, but right after you shoot it. Look back, see what you have. If it looks good, move on. But if it doesn't look good, maybe something's off, the framing's off, the focus is out, or the exposure is just way off, the audio, whatever it is, redo it. Take your time and redo it, because there's nothing more valuable than getting the shot properly. The other thing that I personally need to learn, and maybe other people, is to stop using my hands all the time. I keep seeing it in the monitor and I just see them popping in and out, and it's so distracting and so frustrating. I'm still doing it and I just really need to control myself. I don't know, like I'm getting there. I've been watching my vlogs over and over and I realized how much my hands are moving. I'm basically talking with my hands. Like, that's my own advice, to stop using my hands so much. I mean, I can do it a little bit, but I need to relax with that. And if you're doing the same thing, make sure you don't use your hands as much because it is very distracting. The other advice is to make direct eye contact with the camera. When I was vlogging, I thought I was looking at the camera, but really I wasn't. In fact, I was kind of just like, I was holding the camera out in front and I was kind of like talking to other people and somewhat glancing back, but I never looked directly into the lens. And it did not look very good and it just seemed out of place. So make sure you're actually looking directly into the lens. The other tip is to stop slurring your words, just like I did right there. Like mumbling and stuttering. Sometimes I do it and I try to cut myself out, or I try to redo the shot. What I also do is pause right when I know I stuttered or I said something bad, and wait, relax, and redo the sentence. So then I can just easily cut back a second or two and have it continue on, so it kind of looks seamless. The other tip I have is don't be quiet. The worst thing is when a vlogger is talking to the camera and they are just super quiet and super shy. Like when I was in Cuba, I had to project my voice. When I was looking back at my footage yet again, I realized I wasn't. In fact, I was just talking like this. And that's actually very bad because it just sounds like you're very shy, very timid. And when you have no confidence, the viewer has lost their interest. They just don't want to watch you anymore because you have no idea what you're doing. So they just don't want to watch anymore. That happens to me all the time. If you are very confident, you're speaking out, and you're projecting your voice, then I know you're confident, you know what you're saying, and I want to listen to you. But if you're just talking very quietly, mumbling, and you're very shy, then no one's gonna want to listen. So project your voice and be louder. And the last tip that I have to becoming a better vlogger is, well, not exactly what happens when you're actually vlogging, but for the very end. When you're editing everything, make sure you're editing and using proper music. There's nothing worse than having a whole bunch of talking segments or adding B-roll or showing off the locations, whatever it is, and it being completely silent. Nothing but room ambience or location sound. Like, you need music in your vlogs, whether it's just silently placed in the background or louder during B-roll footage. But when you're using music, make sure it sets the tone. So look back at what you shot and decide what kind of a vibe you're getting from these videos. Is it a happy one? Is it sad? Is it very like action, fast paced? Decide what it is and then find the music that suits that theme, because every single vlog is going to be different and is going to need a different kind of soundtrack, different kind of a theme, different vibe. So those are my tips on becoming a better vlogger. Hopefully this worked out. This is actually my first time on camera inside my room or inside my studio that I have set up right now. Hopefully everything's good. I'm not sure if it's gonna work out properly because of all me like stuttering and all these hand movements, all this cutting. Hopefully it works. If not, I'll try again. But that's exactly what I'm doing, learning from my mistakes and improving it on the next time. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, click subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment below and tell me what your thoughts are. Maybe I missed something or something I should add on to next time. So thank you again and see you later.